Listen, hey, to the piano, let's be having you. Let's be having you a special guest in the house today. We've got like Steve-O.
What's going on?
Yeah, man. Love the colours. Love the colours, man. Welcome to Niagara Trafford Falls, where you get a bit of thunder, contaminated food, waterfalls, and fall asleep at the wheel. Football brought to us on a weekly basis. Wow. There you go.
Damn, bro.
Natalie, what our first introduction. Big up Vincent as well. Big up everybody. Let's get you in the house, man. Big up Steve. Stevie, how are you, man? Talk to me. Remind me what state you in. You're in Virginia, no?
Close. You got the eastern part of the U.S., New Hampshire. New Hampshire.
Is it near Massachusetts? No, is it?
Yes.
Yeah, Massachusetts.
I'm a 20-minute drive from the border. 4-hour drive to New York.
How's the weather?
Hour now. Beautiful, actually. About 70-ish with a nice breeze. Yeah, sure. Big up, Saeed, bro.
Big up, Steve. Big up, bro. You do, man.
Nah, big up, man. Big up. So the weather is nice, yeah, in the US, yeah?
Yeah.
Where are you from, did you say? Whereabouts are you from, did you say?
New Hampshire.
Yeah, so I live in New Hampshire. I was born in Chicago, though.
Oh, Chicago, yeah. Chicago's wild ahead, man. Chicago's crazy, man.
Yeah, certain parts you just steer clear. That's what it is. Yeah. But it's a nice city to go to as a vacation.
All due respect, Steve-O, the US is crazy place.
Yeah, you got to embrace it. You got to embrace it, bro. You got to embrace the
crazy. Yo, when people can just walk around with an RI-15 and stuff like that, yo, it's mad, mate.
Yo.
Mad. The idea of that idea is just like, honestly, it's like the cowboy, you know what I mean? Certain places are like cowboy. But anyway, big up. The colours are there. Newcastle appoint. Steve-O, please, for the people of Manchester United fans and for everybody else who's going to watch it, please, can you go through the amount of players in the positions that you've had this season injured? That's Newcastle. Please.
I think the only player that has not been injured out of our entire squad, I'm talking about everyone except our 2 backup goalkeepers. Anthony Gordon, I think, is the only one that has been here the whole time that hasn't been injured once. Everybody else has had some sort of injury or missed some sort of time. So,
who? Anthony Gordon?
Yeah. Anthony Gordon's the only one.
No, he got injured. Remember, he got injured and he missed a couple of weeks, didn't he, against Chelsea?
Okay,
Remember,
all right, so there we go.
I actually watched the game. He got injured and then he had to be taken off
the
because
Chelsea game.
He jarred his knee.
Yeah.
He jarred his knee. Yeah,
I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right. So, but guess what? He played the next game. Yeah.
Especially in defense. Talk to me in defense. Because Manchester United, Eric Ten Hag would like you to believe, yeah? How many times has Spot Motman been injured this season?
As who?
Twice, isn't it?
Spotman.
Oh, Sven Botman. Yeah. Oh, Botman's had he's out right now with the ACL till November, and that happened 2-3 months ago.
Yeah. And before that, how many games was he out?
Oh, he's probably only played about 15 games for us the whole season in all comps. 15.
Look at that, Norridin.
Maybe 20.
That's what I'm saying. And who was your back line against Brighton, by the way? Let them know who's your back line, by the way.
Yeah, so it was Dubravka in goal. It was Tino Livramento at right back, who's, I'm a big fan of his. Livramento started right back. It was Kraft, Cher, and Lewis Hall at left back.
See what I mean?
Wow. See what I mean? See that, Norridin? You know what I mean? But you know what it is, yeah? This is what I'm trying to say. Like, they've had injuries as well, but they're still above us. And if they win, they're going to be clear. I think even if we lose, if you win the last game and we win the last game, you win by goal difference, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as there isn't like a 12. No. Wait, you guys are at -4.
Bro, listen. 4, -4. -4. Guys, -4.
so it would take a 28 goal swing for that to happen. Yeah, we have the goal difference.
That's crazy.
Our goal difference is 3rd best in the league behind City, Arsenal, and Liverpool.
So big up Rhino.
Goal difference. We got Rhino also. But yeah, the injuries have definitely screwed us up this season for sure. And it shows that we need to, in the summer, elevate the floor of the squad. Like, no more Paul Dummets, No more ML Crafts, no more Matt Ritchie's, no more of these guys. Bring in better baseline squad play.
Yeah, facts.
Wouldn't be.
Yeah.
But the thing is that we've still gotten some very impressive results with back.
Of course you have.
And
your manager.
Yeah.
And your manager doesn't come out in every press conference and go, injuries.
He never has, and he never will.
Come out. Big up Rhino, by the way. Big up to everybody in the chat.
Come on.
Big up Rhino. But Eddie House, he's never made excuses for himself ever. Because this guy was obviously at Bournemouth when they were they could have gotten relegated to the National League. They were in a financial crisis. He was a player manager. He made it happen. That's what it is for me. With Ten Hag making all the injury excuses, for me, he's a guy that needs everything working for him at every single moment. Everything has to be perfect, otherwise he crumbles. I think he's one of those guys that doesn't deal with adversity very well.
Exactly.
And he uses it as a crutch instead of you know what, we need to show competence through adversity. He don't do that kind of thing. He makes excuses. It sounds like one of these Twitter tacticals, bro, with the way he talks and the injuries and you guys play dynamic football. It's like, no, you're just talking rubbish. But look, I just think he's experiencing the kind of head loss. I don't think he's a bad manager, but the circumstances at Man United have driven him to insanity, and he's responsible for that as well. That's the thing. He's a maker of his own downfall in a lot of aspects. So
100%.
That's kind of
big up to Tom. Big up Saeed. We just done 282.
282.
Nice. It's great jacket podcast. So make sure you check out. We did it with Musa and Mina. Make sure you check out Mina's channel as well. Make sure you follow Saeed on Saeed TV. And if you're not subscribed to Saeed, go and subscribe, man. And Steve-O as well. Big up Tom in the house. Listen, let's get into this, people. Let's get into this. This is a big game. You've already come to Old Trafford, slapped us. We played a really good team. You came with your C team and slapped us up comfortably at Old Trafford. So you must be very confident going into this. This is happening on Wednesday, and it's our last game, and it's our last home game of the season at Old Trafford on Wednesday night.
Thank you.
So it just looks like a mad one in terms of what's happening on Wednesday. But I just don't see it. I genuinely don't see in terms of what Manchester United do and what Newcastle do in terms of like where you are in the season, where you've been this time, in the season, how it's been, how injury curbed your season as well. If you want to talk about it, injuries, you've had the strikers out, you've had Isaac injured, you've had everyone, the Latin American brother out, you had the Brazilian out, Amaron, Joe Linton. You know what I mean? You had at time you had Longstaff out, injured. You had Willett
Smiley, Elliot Anderson, Willick.
This is, and then your keeper as well, and your main goalkeeper.
Trippier,
almost. Howe,
Cher, Dan Burn, Botman. We could go on and on and on.
This is what I'm saying to you. So when he says injuries, let's compare, people. Let's compare.
And despite all those injuries, we still have the fourth best attack in the league. We're
72 goals.
79. 79 goals. Only Liverpool, Arsenal, and Man City have a better attack.
Better goal difference. You see what I mean?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Sometimes, and that's good. That is very good. I like the fact that Eddie Howe can get the most out of strikers, regardless who's there, because we it's good attacking football. Sometimes at times it just needs to be a little more restrained. Like for this game, for me, we need to play on the counter versus you guys. We have the pace, we have the power, we have the passing ability to slice through you guys. We can invite you. That for me, that's exactly how we have to. That's how we have to play this. Because when you guys get further forward, I notice you guys become more disorganized and more stretched as a team.
We are.
Because there's a difference between a 4-3-3 when you're shaped and the lines are closer nice and balanced compared to when they're too stretched. Then there's the whole gaps in midfield thing. We do a great job at exploiting that. So for me, if I'm Eddie Howe, I'm playing on the counter. I'm playing on the counter all day. I'm trusting Anthony Gordon can dribble. I'm trusting that Jacob Murphy or Harvey Barnes can make runs, first time shots. Murphy can on the right. He's a very good passer of the ball, actually. He's had some beautiful assists this season where he's playing in Isak, he's playing in Gordon. Someone makes a run at the back post and he finds them. So, yeah, we need to do the basics right and don't let the occasion get the best of us, because that's the way we lose or draw this game of our own doing. If we don't take our chances, if we're making silly mistakes, if the midfield battle, if we lose out on that. So for me, we've got to just do the basics, play to our strengths, and things should go well. On paper, I mean, we have the better attack. You have the better defense on paper, but personnel-wise, we're both pretty depleted. You have the better goalkeeper compared to Dubravka. The problem with Dubravka is he'll concede stupid goals just like Onana does.
Yes.
But Dubravka can also make some really, really good saves. So both goalkeepers are kind of even.
Similar, yeah. Similar. Yeah. Well, he was one of the worst keepers. We've seen some bad keepers. At United, bro, the guy was awful, man.
Who was the French guy you signed in the 2000s?
Barthez, yeah, Barthez.
Javier Barthez. Where did you sign him from? Marseille?
Is it Marseille we signed it from?
I think so.
No.
I think it might have been. Yeah,
it might have been.
It might have been.
Marseille,
But Saeed, I'll go to you quickly. What are you hoping? First, are you going to the game? Yes or no? That's the question.
Nah, still 50-50. I'll decide on the day.
If it's sunny, I'm going. If it's sunny,
if it's sunny, I'm going. Yeah, if it's sunny, I'm going. If it's not,
it was sunny yesterday. What happened?
I know, but then I listen. Leslie was like, look at the cloud. I looked up. I was like, shit, we're finished. Leslie, I know what Leslie. She went out like quickly, and she must have been soaked in the car park then going to her car, because she went out. I stayed for half an hour. You know what I mean, in the stadium, and there was all the commotion going on. So yeah, man. I don't know. I don't really care for this game.
Walking out of the stadium, I was sat on the north stand. Yeah, walking out, N47 hours. It took us 20 minutes just to get to the tunnel. You know that tunnel where the north stand is, because everybody didn't want to go to the rain. Everybody was blocking each other. It was congested. People were just singing songs, like crazy songs. That's what it was like. And people were like, "You're only scared of a bit of rain." And people were like, "No, we're scared of the lightning."
That's what the steward said.
I'm scared of the lightning, mate.
I feel sorry for one steward. They didn't give him a jacket right, and he was soaked through, mate. He was absolutely drenched. I said, "Bro, what are you doing, man? You know what I mean? Don't let United kill you, man." You know what I'm saying to you, bro? The guy was slipping. So, genuinely, I said, bro, because I've known him for a while, innit? I've had my season ticket for nearly 10 years, bro. And it's like, come, what are you doing, man? Don't get inside, man. You know what I mean, bro? Like,
big up Jarvis.
Yeah.
Big up Jarvis, man. Listen, Saeed.
Big up Jarvis, man. Jump on if you're about, man. Big up, man.
Listen, big up. Saeed, I say this and I say this. Manchester United need to win this game because we play a bit more compact.
Do we?
Because then the record keeps getting bigger and bigger. The record, he keeps breaking the records, isn't it?
Bro, but you said it though. Let him suffer. You said it, innit?
I did. To be fair, I did. But
more records broken.
Listen, for the fan base, though.
I'm broken already. I'm broken already. Nothing can break me more.
Point of no return, bro. You're past the point of no return.
Yeah, past exactly that, man. I'm past the point of no return. So if we get beat 3 or 4-0, then so be it, man. Like Broski. Like, now he's playing pragmatic football. I don't care less. I couldn't care less. If we win 5-0 against Newcastle, I couldn't care less. Like, the season is I couldn't care less. FA Cup final, and that is it for me. I'm just waiting for that FA Cup. Day out, trophy. It's always good to celebrate a trophy, regardless of whether you like the manager or not. I'll take the trophy. And then we move. We sack the manager. Bye-bye. Salam. See you later. That's it. Someone said, look at my Twitter. You guys know my Twitter picture. My Twitter picture is me sleeping. That's how I feel right now with United. I'm just sleeping.
You're hibernating.
Hibernating. I've never ever, honestly, I'm on the East Stand, right? We have a little group. Big up Andy. There's a steward as well. Yeah, there you go. There's me. Me, Andy, a couple of stewards, a couple of Sikh brothers as well, a couple of guys. And we're just chatting about like just anything football, and apparently they're still selling tickets for the FA Cup final, so people must be giving their tickets away. It's honestly, guys, man, it's one of the most disinterested years of being a United fan. And I see that Ragnick Ollie era, but this one feels like, and this is the Ragnick one. I was getting a few bits and bobs about open heart surgery. He was telling us about football and how it should be played and how we should be recruiting and what. Like you might not have won the game, but you left with something. What are you leaving with Ten Hag apart from?
You're left with a lesson. This guy wants to leave you with a fucking lecture.
Yeah, it's like it just genuinely like you just about injuries. Like he's talking about Arsenal again. Like he's so obsessed with Arsenal about this injury, and I'm like, get out of here, man. He doesn't have a backbone. Next season, yeah, if we kept Ten Hag next season, yeah, and we go a bad run of form, what is he gonna blame? He's gonna blame the sun. He's gonna blame the wind, like Klopp did. Like, what's he gonna blame?
The flooding roof,
maybe.
everything.
He might say the stadium's not fit for purpose. Maybe the training ground is not. They didn't have enough cones. We didn't have enough cones in training. Like he might blame it on that, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
I just, you know what? It's madness. It's madness. Big up,
Big up
Tom.
Dave Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney. Look at Wayne Rooney. What he said. He said we finished 7th under Moyes, but it was never this low. Exactly. David Moyes was like apart from that week, yeah, the David Moyes era wasn't as bad as what people think it is. It was just that week where we lost to City and Liverpool in 1 week. That's all it was. It was that week where we lost 3-0 to City, 3-0 to Liverpool. And that was the worst thing.
Bro, you know what it is. And I wasn't watching football. I've only watched football since 2014 World Cup. It was the first time I ever watched a football match.
Yeah.
But so I can't speak on the Moyes era, but I can speak on when I saw y'all under Jose and Ole and stuff. You know how bad it's gotten? You know how bad it's gotten for Man United under this Ten Hag era this season? Where you guys as a fan base, and I'm not saying it's completely false, but the revisionism or the light that is being shed on those seasons, like for prime example, Jose saying he finished second, it was his best ever achievement. He looks like a god now for that. He looks like a god, like he genuinely meant that, and this stood the test of time. That one comment, because it's like, damn, he was right. That is one.
But we changed the players. But that's what I'm saying. We changed the players, but still the same old what it is. But I go to you, Tom. Tom, obviously, they're going for Europa League, if I'm not mistaken, Newcastle. Yes. So they've got something to play for. What are Manchester United? What are Manchester United playing for? Well, Saeed's like, can't be asked. I'm not going.
No, fuck all. And to be honest with you guys, I'm not surprised that Saeed didn't give a shit. Those players, they don't give a shit about you. Why should you care about them? Half of them don't want to be here. It's as simplistic as that. You look at the manager, even with the players themselves. Clearly, the morale's low in this camp. Even Wayne Rooney's coming out and saying, even in my shittest season as a professional player, at Man United, with David Moyes when we finished 7th, it didn't feel this low. And he's looking from the outside in. So what some of these players are looking at, a couple of weeks ago, you had Diogo Dalot coming out. He was telling us what we're doing in training, the tactical way we play. Or, the bandage is very tactical. We're very, detailed and in-depth. He wants to go over, and what we're hearing anyway, he goes over blueprints and presentations 3 times a week for 40, 50 minutes a week. You're frying the players' brains, and suddenly they look on the football pitch and they think, where the fucking hell am I supposed to go? But you have, individual brilliance, like Dalot and to be fair, Dalot, Amrabat, and I'd probably say Ahmad, in the Arsenal game, I thought played quite well. They're 3 players that I wouldn't change going into Newcastle. I think they're definite and they should play. They deserve to play. But a lot of these players, I don't think they want to play for this manager. I think they've lost complete faith in the guy, the whole system, everything. Whenever a player's sort of challenged him or questioned him, for example, when Sancho sort of bit back at him, you've heard bits and bobs about Casemiro. There was a little blip with Varane where, he was in and out of the team and it wasn't due to injuries or anything like that. You had the instance with Rashford and certain players are, leaking stuff to the media, but I'm hearing these exact same leaks and the wording to these journalists that I heard when Moyes was here, when when Van Gaal was here and Mourinho was here, all the way back since then. So somebody from all the way back that era to now has been saying the exact same shit year after year with the same manager in place. With Ten Hag, I don't think he commands respect of players. I think he uses authority based upon logistics. So you're late to training, you get fined. You know, you disrespect me in the media or anything. I don't deal with your agents, I deal with you personally. Blah, blah, blah. I don't necessarily think it's complete control on the football pitch. I don't think he, as much as people want to rave about him coaching everything, he coached and won 3 Eredivisie titles in Holland. 3 Eredivisie titles in Holland. I think he won a Dutch Cup. And one of the things that this guy gets massive credit for is bottling a semi-final against Spurs where he was 2-0 up. That's one of the things
they won the away leg.
They highlight in his career that should be a success. It's not a success.
Right.
It's a fucking calamity. But with Newcastle anyway, Newcastle, as you guys have already said it, I've been listening at the start of the stream, they've had major injuries, but the one thing that Newcastle don't change even when they have injuries is they stick with the same principles. We play one way, and that's front foot. If it doesn't work out and we lose the game, that's fine. We can accept that as fans. But if we're going to play the game, we're going to play it our way, regardless of personnel. Now, if Ten Hag believes that this transitional football is going to work at Man United, he needs to fucking get his head checked and wake up, because it's not going to work. Either it's the players that he's bought. Some of them don't fit playing that way anyway, so I don't know why he's bought players to play that way. And for second of all, why you look at the consistency of the excuse of injuries impact our team. Injuries impact who you have on the pitch, not the way
not the quality. Not the quality as well.
Side, because players, if you've got to this level of football at the highest level, you know how to pass the ball 5 yards. Some of them, they checked out on this guy weeks ago. I said it before, Casemiro, mate. That penalty at the fucking Wembley in the semi-final, that was a message. I don't want to play for this guy. He fucking lobbed it down the middle. The guy didn't flinch, didn't even move. He don't want to play for the guy. And I'm not surprised, guys, but morale on this team anyway is low as it has ever been. And like I say, with going into Newcastle, you're playing against a team who have something to fight for, who are a manager that they have full faith and belief in. And even when maybe they're missing the normal partner, like you had, for example, Isak up top, he doesn't have maybe Guimaraes or Jolinton, who he's used to playing in midfield. The one thing is he sticks with guys. Yeah, the one thing that he sticks with is he still plays with the same intensity, even if those players aren't there, and they stick to the same plan. We don't have that. We don't even have a plan. And as much as that you guys were saying for the roof anyway, listen, Jimmy's already got to fucking work. He's got a couple of roofers up there. Did you not see today, guys? He's got a couple of roofers on the job, mate. Bit of duct tape. I told you. I told everybody last night. Bit of duct tape will do the job.
You can't hear you.
You can't hear me. You're on mute.
This is the epitome of United, though, guys. They want to fix the good side of it. They painted, just to let you know, guys. For those that don't know,
last time we saw it.
No. What they do is they paint the only side you can see. So the other side of the actual Old Trafford, they haven't painted it. And the part of the roof that they've sorted out is a part where you can see, but the part you can't see, they haven't fixed the roof. So they literally are just trying to show you that we're going to create this feel of new sponsor, and it looks good on the outside, but on the inside, it's rotten to the core.
I was saying this, people were calling me negative and saying, when I was saying that my friend had a work away day conference, and it was, when it rained, it was literally dripping onto their cups of teas inside. People were like, you're making it up. You don't know that. You don't. And then what do we see? Yesterday, the away dressing room. And every time we go, usually the toilets are flooded. What is happening with the toilets flooded? And then coming onto the forecourt where people, come on now. This is ridiculous.
I don't go to the toilets as well. I don't go to the toilets anyway.
I've heard horror stories about your toilets. Horror stories.
Yeah.
The facilities aren't up to scratch, though, guys. And when you look at that's it. This is what I'm talking about. You come into an environment, guys. Yeah. These players, they go to all these brilliant brand spanking stadium. Emirates is up to scratch. You look at even Spurs, which is the newest model in football. When you go there and you look around, you must think, Jesus Christ. And then the following week, you go back to Old Trafford and you think, we're back to this hour. It's all glitz and glamour. Even the training facilities, guys, when those players roll up at Spurs, they must think, fucking hell, we train in luxury. Absolute luxury. State-of-the-art facilities, even clubs in the Championship. Leicester have better training facilities than us.
Savage went to Reading.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's an example.
Financially, they're in trouble. Charlie Savage was asked, Whose training ground would he prefer? It's like old Reading's more modernised.
Yeah, the facilities are better though, and that's the environment that you work in, though, guys.
And they're broke, and they've got loads of financial
this is
difficulties.
what I'm saying, they're broke as a football club. Even in saying that with us guys, we're already hearing that the facilities at Carrington are up to scratch. We've known this for years anyway. Ronaldo said, you know, I went back, you know, 12 years to Manchester United. Nothing had fucking changed. It was the same gym facilities. The jacuzzi was fucking broke. Everything was completely crippled. The whole infrastructure of this club is rotten to the core. And when you look at it as a new player, or even just a player who's here right now, if you're a young player at United, you must look at this and think, what the fucking hell am I signing 4 or 5 years of my career to here?
Facts.
Because I'm working under amateur experience. I'm working with a guy in Ten Hag at this moment in time who a lot of people are looking at him thinking, you're just relying on statistics or stats from last season. You've not really got a backbone to come out with and say, oh well, you know, we lost the game, but at least we played the way that we believe in playing or anything like that. When Ants loses a game, guys, when he lost 3-0 at Fulham, he come out and he said, you know something, we lost 3-0 today, but we still played the same way. They're consistent with how they play. And the fact of that we can't have that consistency at this big football club that we have shows how much of a joke we are. But it's all right because you've got Jimmy whining and dining with politicians. And he's going to build a new stadium next door. It's all bollocks. When you hear all this rumours, and it's funny how you had all that flooding yesterday, and it was a massive PR catastrophe for Manchester United. The first thing that they do is they get a couple of people up, get on the fucking step ladders, guys, get on the ropes, couple of licks of paint, put a new wallpaper on, make out as if you do.
Tom, we see the old man. See the old man, Tom. That's Nurdin. Do you see the old man that got He got his blessing. He got the thing that you basically get. It's not even a mop. I don't even know what it is like. But it puts the water back in here. And I was like, what are you doing, man? You're basically trying to get... Imagine like going to a sea and you get a mop in the sea. What are you really doing, bro? And it's like,
he's mopping the water away.
It's mopping the water. What are you doing? Like, generally.
Hey, we've all done that at work at one point. We're just doing things to look busy.
Yeah, to look busy, yeah.
So when the boss looks by and gives you a half glance and they see you doing something, they don't say nothing.
Yeah.
Then you just
it's
go
like,
back on your phone.
What are you doing?
To be fair, the workers worked overtime.
They were taking photos, bro. No, bro, I'm not even lying to you. The workers, I don't want to expose them, but the workers came out, and they were taking videos. And I said, yo, don't let your boss see you. Because the boss, if he catches you doing this, you might lose your job.
This is what we've been saying. That even if you look at Newcastle, when the new owners walked in there, as soon as they pulled up to the training facilities, they looked at it and said, "This isn't up to scratch."
Yeah,
it was bang average. The facilities aren't working to get the best performance out of players.
Really been bad.
Keep morale.
That was real.
That wasn't the movement that they was coming out with. It's not good. It's not up to scratch. We're going to make improvements. We're bringing in everything that they did was new. New manager. They didn't keep Steve Bruce on for the end of the season because he was a shit coach and he couldn't get the best out of that club. He didn't rely on, and there wasn't that excuse of injuries. But we need to make these changes, guys. You've made all these structural changes above, if you're going to build a new stadium or do whatever, I want to hear about it over the summer. You've had months and months of planning to get it in place and do it. I want to hear what you're actually going to do. I want to see what you can do in the transfer market with your new structure and see how that influences things. And then we also finally need to say, are you guys actually serious? Because if you're serious, you don't keep this man on. You don't. You can't look at him and think that there's a progression plan there. And people, they can always lambast it and come back with the argument, well, he's had one good season and he's had one shit season. Okay, that balances itself out when it's an even playing field.
No.
You take a pick, and more or less, if you ask a Manchester United fan which side they're going to pick, I bet you'd get most of upwards of 75% that'll say, nah, ta-ra, mate, see you later. Because what we've seen is the most recent part. What you're seeing in the most recent conclusion is how shit we are. And even last season, there was elements of this. When you lost 7-0 to Liverpool, when you got embarrassed when you went to St James's Park and you lost 2-0, you weren't in the game at all. There's been moments, Brentford, Brighton, there's been moments where you've played absolutely shite last season, but he got away with it because the quality wasn't as good last season for a lot of these, so to speak, mid-table clubs. And Newcastle made the blueprint last season of you can battle on a budget with the big boys. They battled in under restrictions and they got to the Champions League. It can happen. Villa's doing it this season. Newcastle are still fighting for Europe. Man United, we are that fucking shit as a club. We're scraping on the barrel, guys, to even get on a plane to go to Kazakhstan. That's how bad some of our players are. And the reason why we're fighting for that is because it gives you advertising rights. Oh, Man United are on a plane. It gives you the publicity figures. It gives you, what, 5 million for your UEFA conference.
We've been here. We can talk about
it's
this.
Bollocks. It's bollocks.
Honestly, it's crazy. Well, big up to Nura Beats. Big up to Nura Beats, yeah?
Come on, bro.
Yeah, but big up Nura Beats.
Hope you lose tonight. Hope you lose tonight.
And get a coach. You're wasting this, yeah. Having said that, I hope you stick with Eric Ten Hag. Wow, big up.
Bro, Eric Ten Xanax, man. This guy tripping nuts out here.
Listen, he's got Eric 10 days. There's 10 days left anyway to the final, so he's got Eric 10 days, man.
God.
You know what I mean? Eric 10 days, man.
Get this, Ben. It says, big up the panel, big up Saeed for having me on the fan show. Ben. What did I tell you about playing 4-3-3, not playing Bruno? We played.
He did, to be 100%. Fair, man. Big up
Everybody everybody knows that you can. Listen, let's go to Steve-O. Actually, let's preview this game. Steve-O, who's fit for your team? What's your 11? Who 11 did you have against Brighton? And was there any injuries from that? Who have you got fit, basically?
Yeah, so our Brighton lineup versus Brighton on Saturday. By the way, for people who don't rate De Zerbi, people who don't watch Brighton, people who do results-based analysis, if y'all watched that game, you would see why me and others, I think Saeed, Rance, and Nuruddin, you're a big fan of De Zerbi. That game on Saturday, the result says Brighton drew. We were lucky we were very, very fortunate to not lose. Extremely fortunate. Because De Zerbi and that team, they played a great game. An outstanding defensive performance, in particular from Lamptey, who came on as a sub for Veltman. He was absolutely unbelievable. Besides the goal, where he was ball watching on Gordon when he passed it over to Longstaff, who scored, he was outstanding. He was brave, making good tackles. Just overall was their man of the match, and some other good performances. Like this defensively, actually, Brighton are a good unit. They make mistakes sometimes, and it costs them. But like I rate De Zerbi very, very highly as a coach. The results aren't always there because I think sometimes the players don't quite execute. But anyways, our lineup versus Brighton was Dubravka, Livramento, Kraft, Dan Burn, captain, Lewis Hall, left back, midfield three of Longstaff, Guimaraes, Elliot Anderson, who's had a few good performances recently. Elliot Anderson, I do like him a lot. And then front three of Murphy, Isak, Gordon on the left. So that was our lineup. And in terms of injuries, nobody got injured, thank fuck. Joelinton came on for Longstaff in the 68th minute. Barnes came on for Isak in the 68th minute, which I disagreed with the sub. I was not happy about that sub. You have to keep your 20-goal season striker on the pitch, Eddie. I'm sorry. He is having some chances. Verbruggen had a good game, but I just want
to say this, yeah? Somebody who's got into football not that very long time ago, and is a young man. He's a Newcastle supporter. He's got a team because he's got French heritage, and he's got a team in different leagues. Yeah. That's what happens.
Everyone has it.
I love football, man. I love football.
His team, he loves football, and that's his team. So leave it out. Leave it out. Yeah. Go ahead.
I've got teams for everywhere, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead. But no, and then anyways, but yeah, the Barnes, I like the fact we brought on Harvey Barnes, but it's like, why are we taking off Isak? So I disagreed with that sub, and it didn't work out. Brought on Almiron for Murphy, and Trippier came on in the 92nd minute. He's just coming back from injury as well for Lewis Hall. Nick Pope was on the bench. Matt Ritchie was on the bench.
Oh, he's back. Nick Pope.
Nick Pope. Yeah. We're easing him back in because again, he's coming off of like a 4-month injury.
Yeah.
He hasn't played. What's good?
Could he start against
He actually about Nick Pope. The last time he played was against you guys.
I know.
In the December. It was early December, I think, when we played at our place. So Nick Pope's just coming back from that injury. So.
And what was the score when you played at home? Remind me, please.
We beat you 1-0.
Oh,
1-0. It was 1-0.
It should have been more. It should have
been more.
We should have scored a few more goals. I think you had a chance at the end, very, very late in the game. I think you missed it. I forget who it was. I think it was Rashford. It was one of those, but Yeah, we played well versus you guys. You haven't scored against you guys haven't scored against us since the Carabao Cup final. We've got 3 straight clean sheets since then. So
they battered us in the Carabao Cup, mate. They with your D team.
No, we did.
With your CD team, man. That was a low. That was a week when I was
dribbled through the hole. Of the
oh my god! And then Dalot
sliced through, and then Lewis Hall took a crack. Yeah. So
that was terrible, man.
Yeah, it was a good.
So you're chasing Europa League, yeah? You're chasing Europa League.
Yes, yeah. Currently we're 6th place. We're tied on points with Chelsea, but we have the better goal difference by about 10. Man United are on 54 with 2 games left, so you can only get to 62. So if Newcastle, if we could just get, if we can get a point minimum, then all you guys can do is get up to 58, and we have the goal difference on you. So if you
58
won against Brighton,
damn,
yeah,
that'll be Van Gaal.
You draw. If you draw tomorrow, the maximum you could finish on is 58.
Which is the same as Rangnick.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Rangnick, Rangnick had injuries as well. Remember, sometimes he didn't want to play. Some people didn't want to play. But guys, we've got over 200 view in here. Please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel.
Let's go.
If you're not already subscribed, we're shadow banned. We are demonetized because we shout for the Palestinians and we shout for the people who are oppressed across this world. And we stand up for those people who are oppressed. And we always shout their name, man. So free flipping Palestine. Steve-O, give me your score. Have you picked your 11? Yeah, you did. You picked your 11 because I reckon he's going to pick similar 11 that he picked against Brighton. You're bringing couple of players back from injury, so you're putting them on the bench. Okay.
That's the thing with our lineup, and same goes for you guys because you obviously played on Sunday. I'm very curious to see what the lineup is. For the first time in quite a long time, we actually have options. If we want to play Longstaff, we can play him. But Joelinton, coming off the bench the past 2 games, maybe Eddie Howe chooses, okay, I'm going to start you for this game. Trippier is back as well. Maybe he comes in for a Livramento. Maybe Livramento goes to left back. Maybe Lewis Hall keeps his spot. Maybe Nick Pope comes back in goal. Barnes. I want the lineup to be Pope, Trippier, Kraft. We have to kind of Kraft, Dan Burn. At left back, I'd put Livramento. My midfield 3 would be Bruno G, Joelinton, and Elliot Anderson. Then my front 3 would be Harvey Barnes on the left, Isak, and Gordon on the right, because Gordon can play on the right.
Barnes is a player, man. I like Barnes, man.
I like Barnes, man. Yeah, he's a sharpshooter. If you get the ball in and around the area, he can take a touch here, there, and then just he picks his corners well. He's a very good striker of the ball, places it well. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Barnes. He just got to stay fit. He scored 15 for Leicester last year. 15 from the left.
15.
So he's a good player, but he's just got to stay fit.
We're in trouble tomorrow, man. Listen, Wednesday. Listen, it don't really matter, but we're in trouble. It'll be a different game to Arsenal, Tom and Nuruddin, where they'll be strong in midfield, powerful. They will have legs
more physicality than Arsenal. They won't be as nervous. They won't be as nervous.
No, they'll come out the traps. Yeah, they'll come out the traps. They'll play good football. They'll get on I think they'll expose our wing backs as well. Yeah, the pace as well. Yeah,
listen. In behind that's going to be.
I think if we could spend money on one player this summer, man, it would be Isak, man. Oh man, seriously,
everybody wants my players, man. This is the thing, though. This is the biggest thing that I could say about PIF and the new ownership. They're getting players that everybody wants, and then they're delivering at Newcastle, albeit some of them injuries, some of them the Tonali thing. But people want our players. That's a good thing. 4 years ago, nobody wanted any of our players outside of Jose Perez, maybe.
Who wants our players except for Kobe?
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, so that's a good.
Who wants our players?
No, I'm not gonna lie to you. Not many.
I'll take Varane for sure. I'll take Varane. Squad depth.
Yeah. Check him. He won't play for you.
I would take Varane. I'd take Casemiro because I think Casemiro for me. Again, with Ten Hag, I don't think people will criticize some of your players, but then for other players, it'll be like Ten Hag's misusing him. I think he's misusing everybody.
Facts.
Everybody outside of Dalot.
Yeah.
Everybody, though. Everybody. the players that people don't rate, he's not using them correctly. Anthony did not play this way at Ajax, and it's not the league thing. Anthony was a very good aerial presence on the wing. He would do knockdowns. He would combine with Tadic or Aller or whoever. Garnacho is not handling him correctly. I'm not. What I say about Garnacho,
I look at your team.
I remember watching him on his debut.
Yeah, I look at your team and I see physicality, proper shape. They know the system. Your whole squad knows the system. The quality might dip because you play in your C team players, right? But you play the same way. You don't change from the fundamentals. And did you see that Gary Neville overlap interview with Eddie Howe? I told you about Eddie Howe. People will try. When people are like Eddie Howe's got distinct style of play.
Bro.
You know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get physicality. Every player is gonna give it everything. Listen, Dio, we don't want any fighters anymore. We've turned Rasmus into a WrestleMania, mate. Right? That's all we've done, mate. That's all we do. So like a Mortal Kombat, mate. That's what we do. We do computer game settings and go fight. We hoof the ball to and go fight. But you know what? I really hope that Bruno doesn't play on Wednesday. I really hope, Saeed.
Bruno G or Bruno Fernandes?
Bruno G.
Yeah. I hope
Bruno Fernandes is a doubt. Ten Hag said is a doubt. He might not play as well.
Because we kept the ball. Saeed, I don't know if you talked about it on your show last night, but we actually kept the ball in midfield. We played.
Yeah, we kept it better. I know. Yeah. He kept it better.
He did the same thing versus Liverpool at Anfield. Same thing. Amrabat, Kobe was your midfield too, yeah?
Yeah. We kept the ball better.
Yeah. Listen.
But here,
I think for me, go on. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say there is another player right there, Amrabat, who's been criticized, and I get it. And you have to just performances. I did not see this brother, Amrabat, from Morocco, Argentina, or wherever else I've watched him. He does not play like that. He does not play the way that Ten Hag uses him sometimes. I've never seen him play left back in my life, ever. Amrabat is a CDM. Play him there. Give him the role. Let him do his thing. He's not a phenomenal player. He's a good one, though. He's a good one, though. He's a consistent one.
You know what?
Someone you could rely on.
Steve-O's played right back. He's filled in at right back a couple of times, yeah? But he doesn't play left back, man, and it was crazy. Big up Nuruddin says, Nuruddin Saeed make Ten Hag Tensar International.
Yo, I'm telling you, Ten Hag, man. Ten
Hag. Listen, it is what it is. If you know the inside joke, you know. But I don't know what people are expecting. I have zero expectations. I've had zero expectations. Other than that, I actually think that I hope he sticks with the compact way we play. But I think Saeed and Tom, and I'll go to Saeed.
Yeah.
Who they've got forward. If we play with the two combined age of 69 at the back, we're gonna get roasted because if they play Barnes and Gordon, we're gonna get absolute pace. The pace is gonna be mad.
It's gonna be mad. That's true. It's gonna be mad. I think it's gonna be.
They're full of goals. They'll score goals. They will score goals.
We can't, and that's.
But I heard that, Steve-O, your away record is not that great. That's the only thing Saturday.
Newcastle, and our record at Old Trafford. Our record at Old Trafford. I'm looking right now in my room. I'm looking at the yellow Wonga shirt when Cabaye scored the free kick.
Cabaye,
That's the last time we beat you at OT in the Premier League. That was
what?
13.
It's true. It's true. That was the last time.
We did beat you guys 3-0. In the Carabao Cup, obviously, this year at Old Trafford. Again, first time since 2013 at any competition we beat you at OT. Because we don't usually play well there and we don't get results. So, that's the one thing I'm worried about. But Arsenal had a crap record at OT before yesterday, and they managed to get it done. So, maybe we could follow suit. But my thing is...
What do you think the score's going to be?
Man, here's the thing with Newcastle. Whenever I predict us to get a good result or a good performance,
it never happens, isn't it?
The opposite happens. I thought PSG were going to beat us 3-1 at St. James's Park. We smashed them up 4-1. One of the greatest fucking things I've seen with my two eyes. The Carabao Cup game versus you guys, I looked at our lineup and was like, we're completely fucked. There is no way we win this. We win 3-0. But then I think we're going to go away to Chelsea and get a 2-0 win, lose 3-2. I thought we were going to win on Saturday 3-1. I knew it would be difficult, but I just figured we could score some goals because Brighton playing out from the back, our press is very good. I thought we capitalized on that, but Brighton stayed compact, nice, had a nice shape. So with Newcastle and predictions, I just ain't great at them. So I'm feeling.
Just say 3-1. Just say 3-1. So when I
3-1,
go,
yeah.
I can see some goals.
4-1.
4-1.
1-1.
Wow! He's gone for it.
1-1.
He's gone for it. Saeed, what
Wow.
have you got to say to that?
I had to listen. It would have surprised
I think
me.
we'll
innit?
miss chances. That's what it is. I think we'll miss some chances.
You know what it is? I just think ultimately it's gonna be a very, very interesting game, man. You know what I mean? For the wrong reasons. You know what I mean? That's what I believe. It's gonna be an interesting game for the wrong reasons. I believe sometimes, will they leave him on a high? Will Ten Hag make another speech? I'm not gonna be here for the speech, by the way. If Ten Hag makes a speech, I won't want to hear that shit again because he said the same thing last year. And what's gonna happen? Everyone's just gonna lap it up and clap for him and then say, "Yeah, cool, it's all good." You know what I mean? I just don't know.
What can
man.
he say? I'm sorry.
I know.
What can he fucking say?
We're gonna fight for you. He's gonna say, "We're gonna fight for you."
We're gonna fight for you. Oh, yeah, we're gonna fight for you, but we've got no place to fight with.
Yeah,
because we've got injuries. That's gonna be the excuse.
Apparently,
so I got to shoot for the watch along in it. So
Yeah,
big up, man.
Saeed,
yeah,
big
No,
up,
man.
Saeed.
Yeah, we'll chat,
Yeah,
man. Big up, Steve.
Yeah, big up, Saeed. Listen, apparently they have they've cancelled the play at the end of the players' party. No, they shouldn't cancel it for the women's. They shouldn't cancel it for the women's.
Right.
They've won something. Their league form's been shaky because of the manager and because we lost one of the most talented coaches who's worked under him in the women's team. But they should have at the end of the day dinner to celebrate that trophy. But I'm telling you, Manchester United should fight everything they can to win that final. But nobody wants to hear Erik Ten Hag talking absolute Makaton. Nobody, and you know that nobody wants to do that. If I go to the game on Wednesday and he was chatting Maka, I'm walking out that stadium. See you later. I'm not hearing this.
I got a question for you guys, and this is another Ten Hag breaking records thing. I'm looking at the odds right now for the game. Yeah, the Man United Newcastle game. We're favorites. Newcastle. We are favorites to win. Mm-hmm. Has Newcastle United ever gone to Old Trafford as betting favorites in your life?
No.
Ever.
No.
Even when we were good, we were never favorites, I don't think. Never. If it's at St. James's Park, I get it. We're going to your place and we're favorites with the bookies. That's crazy. And I actually agree with it. I think we are slight favorites. I don't know what you guys think.
No, you are. You are favorites.
Like it's deserved. So it's not like it's a fluke thing. It's like it's deserved.
It's not. So. It's not. You deserve it.
Steve-O, everybody's favourite against us. Everybody's favourite.
Yeah. Your club's on a better trajectory than ours is. We don't.
We're in better form.
The fan base is indecisive on the manager. At least when you had all the injuries and you weren't necessarily getting results, you had the resolve of, well, Eddie Howe still sticks to the same principles. If we're going to play the same way,
putting
regardless.
In some good performances. And
The problem that you guys have is that the drop off in quality. When you lose a couple of key players, like you lose Trippier's leadership maybe at the back, or Dan Burns' ability in the air, or you lose a balance. You lose a goal scorer up front, or you lose one of your balance
depth
players
on the wing.
Field.
Depth on the wing.
Guimaraes or whatever. You lose a key player in one of your main areas, maybe your best player in that area, and then the quality drop off with who you replace them with isn't the same. Right. But you can understand that you can't necessarily, that player's not necessarily going to get the best performance because it's not what you're used to having next door to you as a centre half or as a forward, whatever. But that player's still going to at least play the exact same way, but they're just going to do a poorer job of what the main player, if you want to use Trippier in that example, because of the crosses that he can put in from deep or set piece play, you're going to lose that. But the player who's going to then take up that role, it's just going to be a drop off in quality. But they're going to try and mirror image it, but there's not going to be that end quality there. That's the issue. But with us, even when we have key players fit for the season, up front we are shit. we are shit. We can't score goals.
12th best attack in the league.
This is what I'm saying. 12th best to goal. Like when I even broke it down, I looked at Højlund. He's a 20-year-old kid coming into Man United, and nobody expects him to score 20 goals. If he hit the double digits, I think a lot of people would be happy, myself and Nuruddin included. Even if for a young kid at that stage, you have other players who Garnacho was obviously going to get more games this season. I thought the exact same for him. You know, similar same thing with Højlund, similar sort of age, profile of players. Let them have that season to sort of embed in like they have done, and then let's see what they can do when they have a full season, really, which Garnacho has had, and I think he's been quite decent for most of the season. Rashford has been, a fucking shadow himself with the player last season.
Yes.
I didn't expect him to get the numbers he got last season, but I also didn't expect the drop-off to be this deep for this season. That's the difference. But the problem with our players in the attacking third is, even when we go and get up the field, when we get up the field, you either give the ball to a wide player. The first thought isn't put the balls into your number 9 like Højlund. It's where's the space that I can dribble into and get a shot off. They don't want to cross the ball.
It lets the defense go back to organize and the attack.
This is what I'm saying, and this is what I'm saying. And experienced players like Trippier, Dan Burn, Botman, they identify that in a game. They're intelligent players. They know when a team in the attacking third, they don't disrespect him to say, "Oh, you shit, guys," but they understand that they don't know how to play the ball through different patterns or ways. You come up against City. Yeah. City have 4 or 5 different ways they can hurt you in the attacking third. Manchester United don't have one. They don't have one way. We don't have one weapon that can hurt Newcastle tomorrow. And that, on that point anyway, is why Manchester United are not the favourites against Newcastle. Because if it comes down to trading blows, we haven't got players that can go match for Newcastle. We don't.
Yeah.
And if Erik Ten Hag wants to rely on statistics, well, statistics will go in my favour then. Because Newcastle's players in the attacking third are better than us. We've got a -4 goal difference. -4. We are chasing it, guys. And even Erik Ten Hag, apparently anyway, from behind the scenes, when they were having discussions internally at United, one of the key points that actually got brought up about the goal difference, one of the points that they made was it would be a miracle if Man United got into positive digits or got the 0 back. That's how low we are as a fucking football club, ambitionally. Even if you want to go to that final against Manchester City, you can play the exact same way that you played against Arsenal. I'm not arsed. So long as we don't get embarrassed and it's a rout, I couldn't be arsed for now and the end of the season. But he's proven that he can adapt the team to play a different way. So it's his own fault. It's on his own head why he didn't do that months ago when we had a chance to fight for the Champions League and in the group stages. We had a chance to fight in the Carabao Cup and we chose not to play that way. If you if you can't play a certain way because of injuries and that's your excuse, that's fine. Change it then. That's what I'm saying. Change the way that you play until you can get those players back. Yeah, but even those other players that he brings in, the quality, obviously there's going to be a quality drop-off because they're not first-team players. But the difference is you're giving the first-team players don't know the way that you want to play, really.
Yeah.
So God knows and God help the secondary players to think, well, if my sort of role model in front of me, who I'm trying to compete with, my partner I'm trying to compete with for replacing this team, doesn't know how the manager wants him to play, fuck knows what I'm supposed to do on the field. And that's why I think for most of these players this season, they've just winged it. They have winged it. Some of them have been a lot better than others when they've had that chance. I think Garnacho has probably been one that stands out. Delo is another one. Yeah. But judgment on this guy has got to come down to what you've seen over 38 games in the season and probably what you see arguably maybe in that cup final. Because the cup final, it will define... That's the benchmark. That's where you want to go as a club. Even Newcastle will say that. They want to go to City, where they were that club that were, sort of drifting along. They were building something, and then they've got to Everest. That's the problem. Mm-hmm. Newcastle are building something right now. Us, we're fucking leaking. We're flooding.
Leaking goals.
Leaking goals, leaking fucking water, toilets, everything. We are leaking like a sieve. And the problem with us is we bandage it up, or we get a bit of duct tape. We get a bit of duct tape, and we wrap it around it. When you're buying an emergency fire, like Casemiro, like we did. Yeah, he had one good season like last season. This season, non-existent.
Or
But
like
you're stuck with
Falcao
him.
on loan. Falcao on loan.
This is what I'm saying. You're stuck with these players as a dead weight.
This isn't a new thing. Yeah.
No, it's not a new thing. And this is what I'm saying. When you bring in people like Dan Ashworth or you bring in whoever else, that you bring in Wilcox and all these guys, when you bring these people in, they can't look at this as proper football people who've been in big clubs that's won things or been successful for the way that they play or have a good rep as an individual. You can't look at this and say this is acceptable. It's not. It's disgraceful. Even
like,
Newcastle,
I know you guys will be
ownership,
trash under Ten Hag.
Under new ownership at Newcastle, the way that this team plays, if it was Newcastle, it wouldn't be accepted. They'd have got they'd have got probably Eddie Howe out by now already, and replaced them because they're a football club that if they understand that the team on the pitch isn't playing to the way that they want or that the fans are engaging with, then you're not going to get behind the guy. It's as simple as that. Newcastle get behind their manager because they have a distinctive style to play, whether they win, lose, or draw. Us, we don't have any distinctive style.
It's a foundation.
But the one thing that we know we can do, the only thing we know we can do under this guy is sit in a low block, like we did against Arsenal, like we did at Anfield, sit in a low block, and you might have maybe 2 or 3 highlight moments in a game. And if you take one of them, brilliant. That's all that we have. That is not a style of play, and it certainly isn't anything up to scratch of what Man United need to be doing in a second season phase to try and get back to the top. This is first season syndrome. This is what it should be, and it's not. It's diabolical. But as a team, even individually, as I've said with these players, listen, everybody can make their own judgment on the manager. That's fine. These fucking players, I would look at every single one of them in the eye, whether you're Jimmy, you fucking Dave Brailsford, you're whoever, and say, if you don't want to play for this guy, that's fine because he's going to go soon anyway. Don't want to play for him. Play for the fucking fans that are in the stand. That's the minimum. Play for the fans that are in the stand. Because there's people like Nuruddin that take time out of their week, busy schedule or whatever, to go and watch you guys.
People
pay
watch
good money. People travel from fucking China, America, wherever to go and watch
Australia.
A game. Thousands of pounds. And you put up that. It's disgraceful. But we're not fit for purpose as a football club anyway. But we need, like I say, until we make some changes internally with the club in terms of improvement of facilities, morale's probably going to be the same under any manager because you're still working on the same mediocre experience. But the problem is, we need somebody who's actually going to make this club evolve. And that's not just down to a manager. You're not going to have a manager walking here tomorrow and going to change everything up and make everything glitz and glamour. It's not going to happen. We'll give a guy time when you give us something to buy into. You earn it, you give us anything. That's it, Steve. You got to earn
your time.
Yeah, Eddie Howe has earned his time. He got a club from nearly relegation to a cup final to Champions League. That's buying your time. This guy, all he did was win a Carabao Cup, and then a week later, he lost 7-0 to Liverpool. That's buying time, and that's buying time. And this guy, one of his greatest credentials in his CV is he bottled it against Spurs in the semi-final in Champions League.
Yeah,
that's a highlight on his CV. A bottle job.
But you know what it also is, bro. Like I agree with you about Eddie Howe buying his time. However, you know what it is? It's some of your fans just refuse to criticize your manager, and I'm out here saying, Eddie Howe, you got to fix up on X, Y, and Z, even though you've done a good job with X, Y, and Z. You have to be critical. You have to be critical of when someone isn't delivering or something isn't working out right. You have to be critical. Even if you have earned your time or if you haven't, you're going to get even more criticism because of the fact of you don't deserve it. So that's the thing too. Like I've been critical of Eddie Howe this season in game management at times, like subbing off Isak for the Brighton game. And the thing is, what I also like about Eddie is he said that that's what he thought was the best decision to bring off Isak. He didn't pussy out like Tuchel and say, he was injured. Every single time Tuchel this season for Bayern München, every fucking time, I swear to God, he brings off a sub in the game and they go on to lose or whatever. He always says the player's injured, because it's a cop-out. Eddie don't do that. And if they are injured, they really are injured. You can see it. They're off on a
to manage at this sort of level and this club, you need to have some. First of all, you need bottle to withstand the shitstorm
Yes.
that you're going to have, because you're going to have very shit times at this club and very low times like we have right now. Secondly, you need to have a bit of character about yourself. When you're in them shit times, you need to evolve. If you can't evolve as a person and as a coach yourself to get yourself out of this mess, you ain't going to change any of the things that are going wrong for you. If you can't evolve personally, he needs to go to the drawing board. And look, if he even goes out of work because he gets sacked at the end of the season by Man United, or he walks off, whatever, I would go away at Ten Hag and I would reassess the way that you believe football should be played, and then take it to whatever club you go to. Because if he goes to that next club, then you'll see, was it him? Was it the players? Was it whatever? And you'll get that judgment. And then the new guy will come in at Man United and you'll think, oh, it's not as bad as it is. But these players, for how shit they are and how much criticism we give them, I'm sorry, they're not 7th place players in the Premier League. They're not.
Right.
I've seen these players play. I've seen
Especially
these players
with the league, the way it's been this year.
Is what I'm saying, Steve. I've seen these players under Ollie, who wasn't a coach, who was just a motivator. He wasn't a coach. He was a happy face on the training field.
Yeah.
I've seen these players play under that guy and get 4th, get to Europa League finals. So I know that these guys can do it to a higher level than what they're producing right now. They're not going to win league titles with this group of players, but you can certainly get better than 7th, or you should. And that comes down to coaching. And the guy who's in place right now, he can't manage players. He wants to exile everybody off who pisses him off. He wants to get the black book out and sign any player in world football that he likes or he has a connection with, and he understands what they will give him because he knows them as a player. That's not how football works.
He gaslights your fans with some of those post-match comments.
This is exactly what I'm saying.
It's hilarious.
But then you have marquee players that are performing right now. People are getting gassed about Elise because he's the new toy in the Premier League. Elise ain't going to come to this shitstorm. He's not. Right. If he had anything about him, if he had 2 clubs to choose from, and it were Newcastle or Man United, he'd go to Newcastle because the facilities are better.
Yeah. The project is more attractive.
The project is more attractive. You can't promote. What can you promote now?
Your name is bigger. The badge, the money you would earn, the prestige, the this, the that, the that. If you want to win stuff,
the badge is bigger at this club, but the project is better. The badge is bigger at this club, but the project is better at Newcastle. That's the way that you have to look at it. And right now, the only thing that we have as a project is you've got a leaking fucking stadium. You've got a training ground which has been told not for high performance. You've got the women's team, which, to all credit to them for what they've done in the FA Cup final.
Don't they play in some third-rate stadium like miles away?
They don't even play in Manchester, Steve. They don't even play in Manchester. This is how crippled as a club we are. The team doesn't even play in the same city.
No,
they don't. They play at Leeds Sports Village. Leeds Sports Village is closer to Liverpool than it is Manchester.
It's crazy. Leeds Sports Village, it's crazy. Steve-O, I've shared the same wrong link because I saw Fiorentina. But how would I redirect? I don't know how that works.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. You go to video. Basically, what you do is you go to video details. Have you been on YouTube Studio before?
So one second. I'm on there now. So where do I go? I go to Video Studio. We go to Settings, YouTube.
Go to. Are you on the YouTube Studio thingy?
Yeah.
So I'll go to Live. Yeah.
Yeah.
Click on Live. Click on the pencil on the stream that we're on right now. Yeah, click on the pencil.
Okay, 1 second. Okay. So I have to go to the video when the one we're live. I'm on your channel.
Yeah.
So I have to go to United Real Therapy, the one that we're live right now. And I have to mute that.
Click that little pencil thing.
So 1 second.
Yeah, you're good. Make sure to smash the likes, people, by the way. Make sure to smash the like, subscribe to United Real Therapy if you haven't already. Please do. So by the way, that's a great shout for Dortmund. Olise at Dortmund will be very good.
Yeah. So I'm looking at it now.
Mm-hmm. Are you on video details yet?
1 second. Video details. No. Video detail. No, I can't see it. I just your channel history playlist, your videos.
Oh, that's all right.
Like videos, your clips. That's what
I'll show you. I'll show you backstage. Okay.
It's all good. But big up people. Listen. I don't think Manchester United are going to get anything tomorrow. I genuinely don't. I don't think Manchester United are going to get anything on Wednesday. Sorry, Wednesday, not tomorrow.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Yeah, and I think that we're going to be, what's going on. So it's going to be a fascinating look at what's going on in terms of the club. It's going to be a different game completely. Newcastle are a different kind of kettle of fish. They're different, more physical, more robust. They get the ball forward as quick. They don't play it around as much in the middle or the back. They get the ball forward, couple of touches. They've got a distinct way of playing, regardless who on the pitch. The whole squad knows how to play. Manchester United have to be more compact, or we could get hammered. Not my words.
Do you think it matters how?
Even though I think your away record this season has been terrible.
It's very poor. Yeah. We're not. That's
where have you won? When was the last time you won away from home?
So we're 15th in the away form table. We've got 5 wins, 2 draws, 10 losses, 30 goals scored, 35 conceded in away games exclusively. We've beaten Burnley away, Fulham away. Gotta scroll down here. Forest away, Villa away, and Sheffield United. Everything else is a loss or a draw. So our away record is crap. That's the concern about it. That's why I'm going for a draw. I just think everything kind of evens out. But Nerd, here's a question. Do you think it matters? Because I have seen there are certain games where Eddie Howe will play on the counter. We beat Wolves 3-0. We let them play. We let them have all the ball. We hit them on the counter. We beat them 3-0 at our place. I've seen us play on the counter before. We did it against Paris Saint-Germain, the 4-1, and also the draw we got. You know, we went to AC Milan away. We played on the counter. Dortmund, we were under the cosh the whole time. So I have seen us play on the counter. Do you think it matters if Newcastle have the front foot approach against you guys or on the counter? Or are you scared either way?
I think some of your players are going to be confident, even if the manager says that. Don't. I think you're going to play tactically because you want to get your thing because you know you've got goals in you. But I don't think you're going to go gun-ho as you are going to go gun-ho. I think you're going to approach it just like Arsenal. Because our defense, you don't have to do that much for us to concede goals. You don't.
That's what I'm saying.
We don't. But midfield-wise, we have to match your physicality and energy, and we don't have it at this moment in time.
And keeping control, playing through press. Playing through if you could play through our press, then you could find something. But then it depends on Garnacho to make the right decision in split second, shoot, cut, like be decisive. That's what you got to do. You got to get Højlund involved in the game. Bro, he's a poacher. I know he's big and he looks strong, he's a second striker. For me, that will also show me if you guys end up sacking Erik Ten Hag, you have to bring in a manager that plays with a poacher, particularly a 2 up top. Have him be a poacher. You have someone with opposite attributes to Højlund. You'll see a better player. I liked him at Atalanta. I don't think he should have never.
We're not playing to his strengths. We don't play to his strengths.
You're not playing to anybody's strengths. To anybody's strengths.
This is
that's a sign of a poor coaching. 2-0.
Listen, you're live. You're live in the soon. You're going live for the Monza versus Fiorentina game.
Yeah.
And people, please go and check it out. Yeah. He's going live in a minute. Is it a monster? Yeah.
Yeah,
live.
12 minutes. Yeah,
in 12 minutes. I'll just put the link. I'll put the link in copy the link. Let me just copy the link and put it in the chat.
Thank you.
Yeah, put it in the chat. People, go and check that out. If you like Italian football and you wanna hear Steve-O tell it, he's grafter. He's one of the most hardest working people on YouTube. And he's into all types of football. Like he watches, honestly, most leagues. He'll do watch-alongs for the most league games. So yeah, go and check him out on there.
Variety is the spice of life.
Yeah, definitely. But big up to every one of you. Please smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. I don't think Manchester United, I'm not expecting anything amazing or on anything on Wednesday. I think it's going to be a totally different game to Newcastle. And make sure, people, that you subscribe to or you follow Steve-O, innit? It's Steve-O Starbo, yeah?
Strasbourg.
Yeah. Steve-O Strasbourg on Twitter. Make sure you check him out there as well. But yeah, make sure you give the channel a follow as well, people. That's the least you can do. There's the link here. I've put it here. So make sure you subscribe to his channel. Because, Steve-O's to redirect your audience or another channel needs to give your permission to YouTube. Yeah. Big up to Jarvis for the IT. And make sure Jarvis at 9 o'clock with Stu tonight. Jarvis Corner, MUSC Realist TV. Make sure more analysis about Manchester United's game on the weekend. But big up to everybody. Love and light. That's on 9 o'clock. Yeah.
Jarvis, if you want to send me the link for that, if you want a Newcastle fan, I'm around.
Yeah. Big up, people. Love and light. Take care, people. And we say free Palestine with our chest. Free everywhere where people are oppressed.
Yes, sir.
And big up to Stephen for coming us in Newcastle and wherever the people world are. We stand against oppression and so fuck Zionism. And we say free the people in the Congo. Stop the child slavery and the murders that are happening in Sudan and in the Tigray region in East Africa and the Ogaden region as well. Big up, love and light. Where everybody's oppressed, we stand against the oppressor and we stand with the oppressed. Love and light, people. Take care and catch you in the next one. Love and light. Peace, love, light. See you Wednesday for the match reaction.